Alright, what it do, my good people? It's your boy, the notorious DOC, back at you, the dirty ashtray. And yes, I am still solo. Like I told y'all before, don't know when it's gonna be, when my co-host is gonna come back, but he'll be back when he be back. You know, it is what it is. And as I said before, the show must go on. So with that being said, I know my last show we were talking about the shit the way Donald Trump is doing, what he did with the well, I ain't gonna say just him, it was all of them. It was the Republicans, it was the Democrats, it was all the fucking lawmakers with the government shutdown, how they were not going to do the SNAP benefits and stuff. And I was kind of briefly talking about that, you know, my opinions and whatnot. But since then, the government has recently been open till January, and we'll see what kind of bullshit excuse they're gonna give then when it shuts back down. Now, my thing is, you know, there's a lot of people that didn't get paid for that month, almost 2 months that the government was shut down. You know, parks, they weren't being upkept. They started shutting down the flights, the land flights. It was crazy because at one point I was like, man, if the shutdown don't hurry up, my son, he's in the military. He'll be coming home for Christmas. And I was like, oh man, he might have to catch a damn bus to come back home. And you know, that ain't cool. So I am glad that you people, I ain't gonna say idiots, fools, dummies, stupidos, or whatever the case is. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm glad the government is back open so people can start getting paid again. Now, my thing is, what are you gonna do to fix that shit? What are you gonna do to make sure that it does not happen again? Which more than likely, there's a good 80-90% chance that the government will shut back down in January. What are y'all doing now to make sure that that does not happen? And it's like I said in my previous video. If the government shut down, all you lawmakers, you citizens, you politicians, you senators, judges, all that shit, y'all don't need to get paid either. Cut y'all's pay. Or donate y'all's pay to a shelter or a food bank or, you know, whatnot. Because y'all already got money, period. Y'all got money in the bank sitting around. So y'all can chill out for a month or two and don't have to worry about shit. But the people that rely on that money every month, and I'm not sure how the government get paid. I think they get paid once a month, but, you know, I'm not sure. But, you know, they rely on that. And it's not fair to make air traffic controllers still come to work and not get paid. Because y'all asses is coming to work, and some of y'all wasn't even coming to work. And y'all was still getting paid, which, like I said, is crazy. So it's backwards ass. So yeah, the military, if y'all gonna go into government shutdown, you make sure that the military is always being paid. You make sure that these government workers are always gonna get paid. And, you know, y'all kill y'all's pay. See how that shit feels. But back to what I was saying, you know, ranting and raving. I'm glad the government is back open. I'm glad people are gonna start getting their paychecks and hopefully they get their back pays. The chick that's over the Homeland Security or whatever, she went and she was giving out $10,000 checks. Now, how the hell you giving out $10,000 checks? And no, those checks were for the some of the air traffic controllers that went ahead and came to work. TSA that came, you know, went ahead and still went to work. Man, you got all that money to give them $10,000 bonus checks, but you couldn't pay them. Where is the sense in that shit? I mean, make it make sense. You can't. And you know what's retarded about it to me is that you got the audacity to come down there and give these people that's already broke, they was already struggling. A lot of them air traffic controllers, they was on the news. They was having to take jobs working for Uber Eats, doing shit like that just to pay a bill. And it was getting bleak for them, people. It was getting bleak. A lot of people just can't up and do that shit. So, my hat goes off to them. You do what you got to do to survive, but you shouldn't have to do that. You should not have to do that. And, it hurt these little kids. A lot of them wasn't getting their meals like they supposed to. A lot of them wasn't getting extra stuff that they normally would get. Man, it was the worst time. It could be even worse than the next one. Let's hope it's not. Let's hope it doesn't even shut down the next time. Because like I said, my son is in the military and he was cool. He was okay, but we're not at war, so which is a good sign. Hopefully we stay that way. The way shit going now, you never know. But yeah, you go, you do your job, you do your 8. And I'm not sure how the government jobs work, if they do 8 to 12, 15, 16 hours, whatever the case is. But that's at any job. You do a job, you finish those hours, and you expect to get paid. But I would say that would be the hardest thing to do, to try and go to a job that you probably don't like anyway, or is stressful as shit anyway, and you don't get paid. And I know them TSA people. I don't do a lot of traveling. I do traveling, but I don't like I don't like flying. That's my thing. If I could travel, I'd rather travel in a vehicle or on a motorcycle. But to do the job that those TSA agents do, it ain't for the weak-hearted. It ain't for the soft. You gotta have some tough-ass skin to do that shit. It's damn near like being a cop. There's certain things that they go through, that they do, and, excuse me, I'm hungry. But, yeah, certain things that they do that I wouldn't want my worst enemy going through. I've been in the airports and they get to arguing with them people, and hell, they the government, and somebody gonna get pow if they keep on with that shit, and then it'll be something else and something else and something else. But my whole key thing is that this government, the United States, Trump is always screaming, "Make America great again." America ain't been great in a while. Yeah, true enough. This is the country that everybody wants to go to. It's the home of the free, land of the brave. And the laws are this way, the laws are that way. But when it comes boiled down to it, a lot of these foreign countries, they don't have I'm trying to say it the right way. They don't have a lot of the criminal aspect of the stuff that the United States do. Yeah, true enough, don't get me wrong, they do have criminals. But in these foreign countries, you still over there, you lose a hand. You rape somebody over there, they whack your shit out. So, they laws in these foreign countries are very strict. And it's like, even for the women, like you go to Dubai, a woman has to be covered up. She really can't say out loud stuff. Y'all heard about that woman that went over there to Dubai and was talking all that noise? Like she was the king shit, like she was a man. And look what happened to her. She almost didn't make it back. So, You got to watch it. I know a lot of these women, young women, I ain't gonna say teenagers, but women living their best lives, as they say. They go to these foreign countries, and it'll be like a group of them. And don't get me wrong, some of them be the sisters. They go over there thinking that they can talk that shit like they do in America, and they get a wake up call. The men over there don't play that shit. They don't give a damn if you black, white, green, orange, red, or purple. They will put you in your place and check you with the quickness. So, I gotta start being mindful about traveling too. Which is, like I said, which is all good and crazy. But what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna take a quick hot second break, and we'll be right back with y'all. All right, we back, y'all. Now, like I said, we're talking about this government reopening and everything. But next thing I want to say, as soon as the government reopen, what Trump say, I'm gonna give y'all $2,000. But what he said was, it's not including the high income people. So what does that mean? He put that shit on his social media, whatever the hell it is. But he said he vowing to give everybody $2,000. Now, hey, if he give me $2,000, I ain't gonna turn it down. We appreciate it. I'm gonna put that shit up aside like I did the $1,400 that they gave us, and then that other little change that they gave us. I only actually got the $1,400. I didn't get anything else. But from what I'm going with, or what I have been reading, is that the government doesn't have enough money to do that shit. Because if he gives these proposed stimulus checks, I guess, or whatever, for $2,000, these dividend checks that came from the tariffs, he hadn't made enough money from the tariffs to do that shit. He's short a few $85 million. Where that shit gonna come from? They be talking about higher taxes and shit. They'll be talking about getting rid of some subsidiaries, or they're gonna get rid of something, or they're gonna tax something. So how the hell is he gonna do that? So, even the Treasury is like, man, hold up. How you gonna give away $2,000 to everybody, and you don't have that money to give? So, Trump just talk crazy shit sometimes. He say shit. What it is, it's deflection. It's deflection to get away from them damn Epstein deals. Now, it's also been said now that Trump was allegedly or whatever, with them little kids, but he didn't, he's denying it, which, like I said, I wasn't there. Anybody in the country wasn't there. Some people were there, so some people know. But it's always something when it comes up to the Epstein files. It's some kind of way that they always deflecting the shit. And see, now he done got on Marjorie Taylor Greene, and that woman now, she buck wild. He's kicked her to the curb. He called her crazy. Now, when she was a stark Trump MAGA supporter, now her eyes are open now. She's starting to see shit. She's like, wait a minute, hold on. This shit ain't right. So even one of her little enemies, I ain't gonna say that woman's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about, the sister, her real sister, told her, I got your back. After all of that crazy shit that Marjorie Taylor Greene talked about that woman said, I still got your back. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, she realized that she woke up. Um, Things are going to be coming to a head pretty soon. Like I said, who knows if Trump is going to still be in office in the next year or so. If everybody else start waking up like Marjorie Taylor did, because I used to say Marjorie Taylor, that she was a mother. But I don't know. I'm starting to have a change of heart with her now. Because now, like I say, she's starting to see now, you know. So hopefully we get to the bottom of this stuff with this Epstein files. They go ahead and release everything. It's like, it seems to me like almost like Trump got something on everybody. But then again, you know, who knows? He might not. Everybody is like, they worship this dude like he's God, like he's Jesus, and he's not. He's a big dummy, and I'm gonna say it, he's a big ass dummy that talks crazy, and when he doesn't get his way, just like a child, he has a temper tantrum. And he starts talking idiotic shit. And don't get me wrong, some of the stuff that Donald Trump says, I kind of agree with. Now, as far as this immigration stuff that he's done, hey, it is what it is. I mean, you come to this country, you need to come to this country correct. I mean, do it the right way, get your citizenship status, pay your taxes, and you ain't got no issue with me. Do your work, because I work around with a lot of Latin people, especially women, and a lot of times when I get ready to come into the building to go work on some kitchen equipment, they get kind of scared because I do wear a boonie hat, like camouflage hat, and I do have the hoodie mask line on that a lot of the ICE agents wear. So they kind of looking at me the whole time I'm in the kitchen, and it's like, I don't know about him. And then, you know, I know a little bit of Spanish, poquito as they say. They say it slow enough because one of my best friends, he's of Latin descent, hanging around here for some decades, picked up here and there. Not saying that I'm fluent in it, but I can, you know, I can catch words here or there. But if you're gonna come into this country, come in this country right, and you know that's all anybody would expect. And yeah, so with that being said, you know, back to Marjorie Taylor Greene, my hats go off to her too now. Keep it up, keep it up, keep that foot on their neck, keep that foot on their back, and we'll see where it's gonna go. Just don't come up missing. Cause you know some people, they fuck with Trump too much, they ass come up missing. But Trump ass might come up missing, so who knows? And these are no threats to anybody. I'm not making any threats. Period. I'm not crazy. But with everything that I've just said, what we all need to do is, you know, as a nation, as a country, we all need to get back on one accord. You know, it don't matter if you're black, white, green, red, orange, purple, yellow. If you cut any of us open, we all still gonna bleed red. And, you know, that's what the basic point. You know, you shouldn't hate anybody or dislike anybody for their religion, their sexual orientation. I mean, yeah, true. No, yeah, we know all about that, and I'm not gonna speak on that. But, you know, it is what it is. You let the man upstairs judge you. I can't judge anybody, period, at all. It's not my place. And it shouldn't be yours either. So, you know, do what you gotta do. Make life easy. Get up, do what you need to do, come home, and repeat. And then you got the weekend. But like I said, it's gonna be another show when these episodes now might be, since I don't have a co-host yet, they might be under 20 minutes now. But I'm trying to put them out every weekend again, and we'll see how that goes. hopefully my boy, my brother, my homie, my co-host, the infamous DJ Mad, hopefully he be back soon. Cause I miss him, and doing it by yourself is it's not, it can't be done. But this show started off with two people. It needs to continue to be with two people. And what I'm actually going to do, just let y'all know real quick before I get off with y'all, what I am going to start doing is I'm gonna start getting some surprise hosts, some surprise guests in, like I did with a couple of people before, until DJ Mad, comes back permanently. To see if we can fill the gap just a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But we're getting ready to close out this session. And I am going to probably think of another topic. I might come back with y'all tomorrow and see if I can do another topic. That way I might put two episodes out back to back. And well, we'll see how that goes. I just got to think of something. But in parting, as I always say, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. It will definitely help the channel. We hadn't made a year yet, but hey, we got a few subscribers kicking in. We got a few people watching. Y'all comment on something. Say something. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I don't have any feelings to hurt. That's what this thing is about. If it was I had a thin layer of skin, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't try and do this. But like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell button. You get the notifications when the episode comes out. So in the meantime, live long and prosper. Peace and prayers. It's your boy, the Notorious DOC, aka Marco King, saying I'm out. Peace.